Some men play basketball because they love it. Some play for the money. Some play for the fame. But there is a very rare breed, a dangerous breed, who play because they have no other choice. For them, the game is not a sport. It is a war. It is a desperate attempt to silence the voices inside their head. Kobe Bean Bryant. When he looked at you, he didn't see a human being. He saw an obstacle. He saw meat. He didn't want to beat you. He wanted to take your heart out and show it to you. Most people remember the 5 rings. They remember the 81 points. They remember the glory. But they forget the darkness that fueled that fire. They forget the lonely child in Italy. They forget the arrogance that made him the most hated man in America. And they forget the year 2003, when his entire world collapsed and he was left alone in the abyss. This is not the story of a hero. This is the story of a man who realized that to become a legend, he first had to become a villain. Imagine the silence. He had no friends to talk to. So, the basketball became his best friend. The hoop became his therapist. While the Italian kids played soccer, Kobe was on the concrete courts, alone, narrating his own imaginary games. 3, 2, 1. Kobe scores at the buzzer.
Couple of left-handed dribbles, has a look at it.
He learned specifically how to be alone. He learned that he didn't need anyone else to be happy. He just needed the work. This isolation created a shield around his heart. A shield that would later make him untouchable, but also unbearable. When the family moved back to Philadelphia, the culture shock was brutal. Kobe was an African-American kid, but he spoke perfect Italian and didn't know the slang of the streets. The black kids called him a sellout. The white kids saw him as just another athlete. Once again, he was alone. But this time, he had a weapon. He realized he was better than them. Much better. He started waking up at 5 a.m. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to widen the gap. He would challenge his teammates to games to 100 points. And he would beat them 100-0. He wasn't trying to be a leader. He was trying to crush their spirits. 17 years old. He forced his way into the NBA straight from high school. The arrogance was blinding. He took the pop star Brandy to his prom. He wore sunglasses indoors. He told everyone, "I am going to be bigger than Michael Jordan." People laughed. The veterans hated him. "Who is this kid?" they asked. But Kobe wasn't listening. He was chasing a ghost.
The Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from
May 12, 1997. Salt Lake City, Utah. Western Conference Semifinals. This was supposed to be his moment. The game was on the line. Kobe Bryant, the rookie, demanded the ball. He took the shot. Airball. The crowd roared. He took another shot. Airball. And another. And another. 4 airballs in the biggest moment of his life. It was a national humiliation. Millions of people watching. The next Jordan had choked. Shaquille O'Neal put his arm around him, but in the locker room, the veterans were whispering, "This kid is not ready. He is a joke." Most players would have been broken by this. Most would have lost their confidence forever. But remember, Kobe is not like most people. That night, when the team landed back in LA at 3 a.m., Kobe didn't go home. He went to a high school gym nearby. He forced the janitor to open the door. And he shot the ball until the sun came up. He didn't shoot to practice. He shot to punish himself. Every shot was an apology to his ego. Every swish was a promise of revenge. The airball game didn't kill Kobe Bryant. It created the Black Mamba. 3 championships in a row. A dynasty. On paper, it looked like paradise. But behind the scenes, it was a living hell. Shaquille O'Neal was the most dominant force nature had ever created. He was fun, he was lazy, he was naturally gifted. Kobe was the opposite. He was surgical, obsessed, and had zero sense of humor. Kobe would arrive at the gym at 4 a.m. Shaq would arrive 5 minutes before practice, eating a burger. This drove Kobe insane. He couldn't understand how someone with so much talent could have so little discipline. The tension grew. It wasn't just a disagreement. It was hatred. In practices, they threw punches at each other. Kobe stopped passing him the ball. He wanted to prove that he could win without the big brother. He wanted the throne, and he was willing to burn the whole kingdom down to get it. The media called Kobe selfish. They called him a cancer. But Kobe didn't care about being liked. He only cared about being the alpha. But be careful what you wish for, because in 2003, the universe decided to test him. 2003, the year the sky fell. Kobe Bryant was on top of the world. And in one night in a hotel room in Colorado, he lost everything. Charged with sexual assault. The golden boy. The clean image. The husband. The father. Destroyed. Look at his face in that press conference. That is not the face of a fierce competitor. That is the face of a man watching his life burn to ashes. McDonald's dropped him. Nutella dropped him. Nike suspended him. People burned his jerseys in the streets. When he walked onto the court, he wasn't booed. He was cursed at. Rapist. Go to jail. Every arena was a coliseum of hate. The pressure was enough to make any man quit. Or commit suicide. His family was falling apart. His reputation was gone. He was facing life in prison. He was completely, utterly alone. Just like that kid in Italy. And this is where the split happened. Kobe realized he couldn't survive this as Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was weak. Kobe Bryant was flawed. Kobe Bryant was hurting. So, he killed Kobe Bryant.
Bud, I'd like to introduce my friend, the Black Mamba.
Black Mamba?
He watched the movie Kill Bill. He saw the assassin code named Black Mamba. A snake that strikes with 99% accuracy. A snake that doesn't feel emotion. He created an alter ego. When he stepped on the court, he was no longer the man facing a trial. He was the Mamba. Imagine the mental strength required. He would sit in a courtroom all day, listening to prosecutors detail how they would put him in a cage. Then he would fly to LA, land 40 minutes before tip-off, put on the jersey, and destroy the opposing team. He channeled all his fear, all his anger, all his shame into the basket. He didn't play to win anymore. He played to survive. This was the darkest period of his life. But it was also the birth of his legend. The villain had arrived. And he had no mercy left for anyone. 2004. The divorce was finalized. Shaquille O'Neal was traded. The dynasty was dismantled. Kobe finally got what he wanted. He was the undisputed king of Los Angeles. But he quickly learned that a king without an army is just a lonely man on a throne. The years that followed were a display of individual brilliance, but collective failure. Kobe was scoring 35, 40, 50 points a night. He was playing basketball at a level no human had ever reached. But they were losing. January 22, 2006. The masterpiece. 81 points. It remains the greatest scoring performance in modern history. He was like a possessed spirit. No smiles. No high fives. Just cold-blooded execution. The world watched in awe. They called him the best player on the planet. But deep down, Kobe was miserable. Because he wasn't winning championships. Critics said, "He is selfish. He can't lead. He drove Shaq away. He will never win a ring alone." That narrative ate him alive. He realized that being the best player wasn't enough. He had to learn the one thing he hated the most: trust. The NBA Finals. Lakers vs. Celtics. The ultimate rivalry. Kobe had finally built a team. He had Pau Gasol. He had the pieces. But they were bullied. The Celtics beat them down physically. They destroyed them in Game 6 by 39 points. The media headlines were brutal. Kobe is soft. He can't win without Shaq. That summer changed everything. Kobe went to the Olympics. But he didn't go to party. While LeBron James and Dwayne Wade were joking around, Kobe was in the gym. There is a famous story. The team went to a club in Las Vegas until 4 a.m. When they came back to the hotel, they saw Kobe in the lobby, with his gym bag, going to practice. He set the standard. He showed the young generation what obsession looked like. He came back to the NBA a different animal. He wasn't just a scorer anymore. He was a general. He stopped yelling at his teammates and started teaching them. He learned that to make them better, he had to understand them, not just break them. 2010. Game 7 against Boston. It wasn't a pretty game. Kobe couldn't shoot well that night. 6 for 24. But he grabbed 15 rebounds. He played defense like a maniac. He willed his team to victory. When the buzzer sounded, and he stood on the scorer's table, arms spread wide, that was the exorcism. He had 5 rings. One more than Shaq. He had killed the ghosts of his past. He was finally free. But time is undefeated. By 2013, Kobe was 34 years old. He had played more minutes than anyone in history. The Lakers were struggling to make the playoffs. So, Kobe made a promise: we will make the playoffs. He played every second of every game. He didn't rest. He didn't sleep. He was pushing his body beyond the biological limits. April 12, 2013. He drove past Harrison Barnes. He fell to the floor. He tried to pull his heel up with his hands, hoping it was just a cramp. But it wasn't. His Achilles tendon, the strongest tendon in the body, had snapped like a rubber band. The pain is described as being shot by a gun. Most men would be carried off on a stretcher. But watch closely. He refused the stretcher. With a torn Achilles, unable to walk, he limped to the free throw line. The crowd was silent. He made both shots. He walked off the court on his own terms. That was not basketball. That was the purest display of warrior spirit ever captured on camera. The Mamba didn't die, but the athlete was never the same. The last 3 years were painful to watch. Injuries, losses, airballs. The body couldn't keep up with the mind anymore. He announced his retirement. The villain had become the hero. The hate turned into respect. April 13th, 2016. The final act. Everyone expected him to wave and play a few minutes. But Kobe Bryant doesn't do ceremonies. He gave us one last magic trick. Tired, sweating, breathing heavy. He took 50 shots. He scored 60 points. He carried the team on his back one last time. Mamba Out. It was the perfect ending to a perfect script. Life after basketball was supposed to be long. He became a storyteller. an Oscar winner, a mentor to the next generation. But most importantly, he became a full-time father. He found peace. The anger was gone. January 26, 2020. The world stopped. The fog in Calabasas took him from us. Not just him, but his daughter Gianna, and 7 others. It felt like a glitch in the Matrix. Superman isn't supposed to die. But listen to me closely. They buried a body that day. They did not bury the spirit. Every time a player dives for a loose ball, Kobe is there. Every time someone wakes up at 4 a.m. to chase a dream, Kobe is there. Every time you refuse to quit when your body is broken, Kobe is there. He showed us that talent is a gift, but greatness is a choice. He showed us that the only person you are truly fighting against is yourself. The man is gone. But the Mamba lives forever. Rest in power.
What can I say? Mamba out.